Tag, you're it. Hey, I'm Ben with ConEquip 101. Tag, you're it. I'm it. Nope, you're it. And it's your turn to figure out why it's so important to be tagged and asking the right questions to get the right results for our customers. Transmissions, rear axle assemblies, front axle assemblies, turbos, water pumps, starters, alternators, main hydraulic pumps, engines, final drives, swing motors, all have tags on them. Tags, tags. Anytime you hear the word pump, everybody say that with me. Pump. You equate that to tag, okay? Anytime you hear the word pump, there's usually a tag. Hydraulic pump, water pump, transmission pump, main hydraulic pump.
Pump up the jam, pump it up while your feet are thumping. And the jam is pumping, look ahead, the crowd are jumping. Get your booty on the floor tonight, make my day.
Anytime you hear the word pump, you gotta think there's a hydraulic tag on it. It's just a little plate, as you can see, and that has a lot of stuff on it. It might look Greek to you. It looks more Japanese to me, but the purpose of those tags is to carry information. And even though you and I don't know what it means all the time, we have professionals that have a higher educational level than we do, or at least me, that do know what it means. And that's okay. It makes me excited to know that there are lots of people that can crack the code on those tags. Ask for the information. Sir, ma'am, I know on that main hydraulic pump, there's a tag on there. If you can get me that tag information, it'll ensure the accuracy of the part I'm going to be sending to you. So number one, tags ensure the accuracy. Number two, they also will find errors and mistakes in parts books, or if the part was replaced with something different that the customer didn't know about because they bought the machine used and somebody else put a pump in there, well, that works, but hey, it didn't come with it. So originally it didn't come with the machine. Therefore, when you're in the parts book looking it up, you might have this part number and you remember this video and say, oh, I'm supposed to ask for a tag. It's like, the part numbers are definitely different. Where did you buy the machine? Let's start some investigation again. Oh, I bought it at an auction. Imagine that. But so we go from there. Turbos, they have tags on them also. You gotta just get the information. It's very, very helpful. Final drives have tags. Very important as well, because people definitely change out final drive and have different aftermarket ones in there, then you know that it's aftermarket. Either way, you just ask. So let's look at some live tags in action. So let's look at a Cat engine tag. Engine serial number. Engine arrangement number. Here's the final drive information. On final drives, because ConEquip Parts sells a lot of final drives, and I'm going to tell you how to tell a customer on where a final drive tag is located. On an excavator, we're going to start with that. There's a cover plate on the inside part of the tracks. You take off, there's usually 4 to like 7 or 8 bolts that will take off a cover plate. Take the cover plate off, tell them to get a flashlight, and the tag will be staring them right in the face when they look in there. The other thing they might want to bring is a rag, because there's a lot of crap that still gets up in there and you might have to wipe the tag off really good. If somebody has a really good quality iPhone or a Droid phone, they can take a picture of it and send it to you via text message. Or just read it off to you. And make sure when they are reading it off to you, there could be things like an MAG number, which would be a mag number, what we call, or a Teijin Seiki drive. There's Comer drives, there's SOM drives. There's some other drives manufacturers out there. It doesn't matter. Whatever's on the tag is what you want the customer to give you. That is gonna be basically like your social security number, at least on this planet. However, the tags are actually more than just a social security number. They're like God's DNA for your life and how you are, and built internally. That's all the information that's on that tag. And that's the same for the main hydraulic pumps. Typically located either on the side of the block or on the valve cover, which is on top of the cylinder head. Depending on the manufacturer, for instance, Cummins, they will have an engine serial number, also known as ESN. So they'll have an engine serial number and also a CPL. That's Charlie, P as in Paul, L as in Larry, CPL, which is a maybe complete parts list, possibly that's what it means, but it's really important. So engine serial number, CPL, memorize that for Cummins. The next would be Caterpillar. Caterpillar has an ESN and also an arrangement number, which also could be abbreviated ARRG on the tag that you're gonna ask the customer for. Perkins also has an engine serial number and also a family number. You need both of those. Kubota just has an engine serial number. Deutz, German made, engine serial number and something else. Case engines just have engine serial numbers. Yanmar, doesn't matter, we don't help out people with Yanmars. Ford, really tough to get, we can get engine rebuild kits, they just have an engine serial number. Mitsubishi, love selling engine parts for Mitsubishi. Good, we have some good sources to help people out with those. Isuzu has engine serial numbers and I think something else, and I think just engine serial numbers. Engine model number for Komatsu, which just has an engine serial number, but Komatsu model number and S6D 95L-3 comes up with that weird stuff. Doesn't matter, just ask. That's what matters to you. That's it for this class. I'm Ben with ConEquip 101. We'll see you in the next class.